So we at Oki Gaming, we have identified the categories in our platform. So the idea was Oki Gaming came from when we found that there are a lot of games coming in, like particularly MPL and Dream 11. These two players, those who are the winners in the market. And I've identified the market like Dream 11 is all about the cricket followers. So the sophisticated betting part of it. And MPL is about the people, they want to win some money, they want to do something, and they want to win money basically. It's not about the experience of the product, it's about the winning. Maybe they will win 5 rupees, 10 rupees. And we understood the process, that how it is going, how market is moving. Then we identified particular strategy, and with that we have started now. I will share with you. So like this, our game is having three categories for now. One is skill-based games, which is mandatory for real money gaming in India. Another is Desi Premier League. So Desi Premier League is similar platform, Fantasy Sports, which is most popular in India. And third is Desi Sports League. So Desi Sports League is a completely different concept in India, which no one has tried till today. And this concept we started, we gave a thought to this concept 2 months back. We done the copyright, we done the logo and all. After that, we were so lucky to find that our Honorable Prime Minister is also talking about this, that an Indian gaming company should develop such games, which will talk about Indian tradition, Indian culture, and Indian sports. So one by one, I'll share you all three concepts. So for Desi Premier League, we are ready, and we are going 1st October. We are going live, and we have endorsed. We have so many celebrities to promote this product. For example, we have signed up Mahesh Babu, and last moment documentation is going on. Apart from that, we have Kajal Agarwal with us to promote this, and we are going to have a lot of influencer marketing, celebrity influencer to pull the crowd to the platform. So basically, idea was why we need these celebrities, because we need to pull in the crowd, those who trust us, that this is a trustworthy company and we can park the money into this platform and we can play the game. So the idea to make it big was from the day one itself. That's the reason we make the marketing plan accordingly. So Desi Premier League will get us the crowd for this cricket betting and fantasy sports type of things. Our second is Desi Sports League. I will talk about this in the later after talking about the skill games. We have these games now. So these are the first 4 games which we are going live, in which smart quiz contest I will put in October, smart housey, smart number, smart card. These games are ready today to go to market. These are skill-based games. Housey game, a user can play for 25 rupees. There will be a pool of winning amount and the user will get the prize money up to 5,000 rupees. That is one. The interesting idea, these again, I will call it as a regular game only. This doesn't have any such big excitement which can bring the customer on the platform. So smart housing, smart number, smart card. These 3 games are enough for me to break on the MPL head, that what games MPL users are playing, like I'll say Fruit Ninja, Ludo, Carom, to break these guys out. The exciting part coming here with smart quiz contest. So what plan we have? Customer need to come and play the smart quiz contest on our platform, and there will be a tournament every month which will be happening. Okay, so customer need to accumulate some points, and they need to reach to certain points to participate in tournament. For example, it is 100 points. If the customer is giving the answer in 1 second, he will get 15 points. If he give the answer in 2 seconds, he will get 14 points. He give answer in 10 seconds, he'll get 5 points. The method is like this. Any user is having more than 100 points, he is qualifying for the tournament. Okay, and the moment tournament is happening, the prize is car. Okay, and the best exciting thing is this. So Kajal Agarwal is going to do the campaign. If you win the car, I'll come personally to give you the car key. So with that, we have a plan to pull in maximum crowd. So with this itself, we are expecting that we can pull in 2 million downloads for our product, and our revenue will be completely in a different shape what we are expecting now. So this is one strategy. Okay, Fantasy Sports League, big game, 90 million users in India. So this is about creating and pulling the crowd as much as possible through marketing. So pulling in crowd for Desi Premier League, what I feel is all about marketing. The more the marketing, more the crowd. That is the only one thing. There is nothing special, nothing unique in the product. Everybody is having the same product. Our product is ready. Only what we can give is we can talk about more numbers, more amount winning. So we are doing campaign on radio. We have done that. We are associate partner with Radio City already. So the campaign is already on the air. And so we are talking about this thing. So our tagline is Dimag Lagao, Paisa Kamao. Okay, so we are doing the campaign Dimag Lagao Team Banao, and if you win, you can win up to 2 crore rupees in the pricing. So that's it. And the most important idea what I want to share with you here today is Desi Sports League. So what is Desi Sports League? So my team, we were sitting and thinking that we need to make a boat race. Okay, just one more casual game for the real money gaming. Then the idea was why to make the same games which are already available in the market from last 1 decade. We should do something different. So we jumped on in, and the Desi Sports League concept came in which we have made a complete concept note. We have done the copyright already. What we are going to do is we are going to pick one sports from every state, which belongs from the particular state. So we are starting with Vanam Kalai, which belongs from Kerala. That's a boat race happen every Onam. Okay, so the idea is to make the complete atmosphere which is available at that moment when the players are playing, when the real sport is happening. We will make the similar game, similar concept, everything. User can come on the platform and they can really experience the feel of the boat race which is happening at the location. Similar to that, we have made a Dayandi, which belongs from Mumbai. So we have list of 10 to 15 games which is going to happen across India. So we have a soccer which is going, West Bengal people are playing in a different way. We have a gully cricket from Mumbai. We have Dayandi from Mumbai. We are going to have a bull race from Karnataka. These games are under development. The first game which we are going to do is Dayandi, and the second one is Vanam Kalai from the boat race. So these are the major focus what I am doing. So I am not interested in pulling the crowd on the basis of Rummy or the smart games. That games will be there, but that is just for the revenue point of it, not the value point of the company. Our idea is to develop such games which really make sense. Number one, really we want to give the experience to the user. When they come on the platform, maybe they are spending 5 rupee or 10 rupee. They should get some different experience from the competition, what they are available now. And we are very much through it. So we are working on this already 3-4 months. And the first game will come out from the Desi Sports League next month only. And every month we have planned to introduce one new game. This is one about the product. And I like to show the marketing plan, how we reach to the marketing. 1 second, please. So when we started working on the marketing, that how to attract the customer or how to bring the users on the platform. So this was the idea that if we have our 20 lakh rupees budget, what we want to ensure that how it is going to create a 20 crore rupees impact on the market. That was the one main thing important required in this. So we started with identifying our customer, who is our customer. So we found this crowd is majorly our customer, street smart kids. Okay, so already living a tough life, these guys, and they just want to win the money and have one more chance in the life. So the attitude of we identify the attitude of the users, how they live, what they want to do in their life, and what is the life about. Okay, so this is how the attitude is for the users, and we found how they are inspired in the life. So they are inspired with mythology, movies, and match. That's it, 3 things. Okay, so we thought we need to choose one concept now. So we choose movies, and they are influenced by these celebrities. So they are very highly influenced from the celebrities, the stars. So we thought, okay, now these guys will help us to gain the customer, what we need. Okay, so we are making a pitch. Okay, dreaming can really make your dreams come into reality in whatever manner. So it is a big amount like fantasy sports where you can win up to 2 crore rupees, or play on the smart quiz contest where you can win a car. So we want to give them that Khiladi type of feel, what they feel generally always. So this is what ओकी गेमिंग के साथ अब हर खिलाड़ी जीतेगा. So this was the idea, and I just show you the trailer release. So this was the teaser started on Oki Gaming platform last week. So these are the some collaterals what we are giving in the offline market. So we have one more concept with us. Basically, I belong from the distribution business, and I used to have more than 400 distributors in our mobile phone and other business. So what we have done, we have break the barriers in terms of acquisition of the customer, and we have identified a complete new concept for getting the customers on board. So which is we call offline. So what is offline? If you remember a decade back, we used to go to a mobile phone outlet to recharge our mobile phone. And the retailer used to recharge the phone through the mobile phone or through some recharge card. They used to scratch on that. So we have more than 5,000 retailers with us, those who are selling my different product. So we have took the help of the retailers to help us to gain the customers. So the currency which offline customer, the one more market is tier 3, tier 4 in India, where people are facing the challenges where they don't know how to use online payment gateways, how to use Paytm, and if they have the online net banking thing, they really don't know how to use OTP things and all. So we want to make life simple for them also. The mobile phone shop available in their near vicinity, they will be selling the recharge coupon for Roki Gaming. Okay, so customer can, so there will be this type of branding outside the shop. So this is written Dimag Lagao Paisa Kamao in Bengali, and this female is Kaushani Mukherjee. So she's a very good artist in tier 2, tier 3 in Kolkata, West Bengal. Okay, so this female is very popular in West Bengal. What they do, they go to outlet, they pay 100 rupees and they get the recharge coupon. They scratch the card and put the 100 rupees, the coupon in the gaming platform, and they get 100 rupees to play the game. So this is all together different area in the mobile phone gaming. This is about creatives or the marketing. So the campaign for the car and all. So this is talking about all about marketing and all. So idea for today meeting was that we have reached to one level already. We have developed the product already. We are ready to go to the market. All association and conversation has been done. Marketing agencies on place. We are live today, and we are already on the verge of acquiring 1 million downloads in the month of October. And our idea is not only downloads but to retain more customers. So the general market trend is 4 to 5% of the customers. So if I'm downloading 10, if I'm getting 10 like downloads, generally the idea is we get 50,000 users every day. But my idea is to gain more retention for the customers. For that, we are coming out with a concept called Smart Bid to Win contest. So what Bid to Win is, the customer has to come on the platform and give the most unique bid on the platform. When they give the most unique bid, one TV has to be won every day. Okay, so we ourselves LED TV business, so we can give the TV as a free giveaway. So there are a lot of things like this. I'm just take you through our upcoming games. So this is a game to market ready. So this is ready now. Smart numbers, smart houses, smart quiz. This Fantastic 11. Earlier, the name of Desi Sports League, Desi Premier League was Fantastic 11. Now we converted to Desi Premier League, Smart Quiz Contest, and Ludo Snakes and Ladder. So these are the popular games which are required on every platform. So that when customer is coming on the platform, they should not miss the most loved games what they have. We have cricket, so I like to take 1 minute of you to display the phone on my display the game on my phone, which I'm having with me right in my hand. So we have made this game. This game is ready. Next, we are planning to pull out in month of October. So this is how it will come. So idea to make this game is lot of cricket games are available in the market. What we have made is the game with the commentary. So you get the real time feel of the market. So that's the feel we want to give in every game. Not only game, you get the feel of the location also. So this is what I'm in this game. The concept is you and me can play against each other by paying 10 rupees. We'll get 1 over to play. The player who will score maximum runs, he will get 15 rupees. So it's a 1 minute. So marketing stunt will be every minute you can win 5 rupees. Every minute. Every minute, one game. You win 5 rupees every minute. Across the day, you keep playing and you win 5 rupees. So if you're a good player, win 5 rupees every minute. And spin wheel be some retention program where we can pull in the customer and give 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees free. Keep giving them for the retention. So we have certain. So this is a strategy how to install and all. For how to install, we have one more deck to show you.
नहीं सच्ची बताना सुन तुझे आज बताता हूँ दिमाग लगा के पैसे कमाने का सबसे आसान तरीका तू गेम्स खेलता है हाँ मैं तो जीतता है कभी भी नहीं आज से तू सिर्फ खेलेगा नहीं जीतेगा भी ओके गेमिंग के साथ कौन सा गेम भाई वही तेरे फेवरेट स्मार्ट हाउस स्मार्ट वर्क उसमें नया क्या अरे भाई ओके गेमिंग पे खेलेगा तो रोज कैश जीतेगा और प्राइज में गाड़ी भी है और तेरी की जल्दी से बता कैसे डाउनलोड करूं सिंपल है इंस्टॉल कर ऐप okgaming.com रिचार्ज कर ऑनलाइन या पड़ोस के स्टोर से तो खेल और जीत सही है भाई अब पता मुझे क्या मिलेगा अरे दोस्त की दुआएं पता था मुझे पर कंजूस अपनी फैमिली को बता देना खेलना और जीतना कैसे है
Yeah guys, so I'd like to stop here because we have reached 11:20 p.m. already. 11:20 I'm sorry. So the idea is that we have reached to certain level already where we can, I'm sure that I can pull in 1 million, 2 million downloads with the time. Now idea is how to make it big. Now my idea is not to remain with the real money gaming only. I want to make it as a complete game publishing company. And we want to enter into the sports gaming of India, where we have so many other concepts also ready with us, which we can discuss in the coming time also. So if any question, please let me know.
Yeah, thanks, Jitin. So let me begin with the questionnaires. Probably we can discuss offline as well. I'm also in Mumbai.
Yeah, great.
And then along with Anuj, we can definitely meet up.
Yeah,
so I have three things to ask. Maybe most of the people might be having this thing in the mind. Number one, what has been your investment so far in this? My number two question would be looking at the crowd which is building up around this real money gaming as well as the fantasy sports, like MPL kind of aggregators are there. And we have the leaders. I learned most of the things from Anuj only. So Anuj will excuse me that I'm repeating his own words. That somebody who are the leader in this field have already acquired a substantial chunk. If I talk about Dream 11, so Anuj estimate is that almost 90% has been captured by them. And they have gone to the extent of sponsoring even IPL today. So how do you make a place for yourself being a new entrant in this field? And my third question would be that we as a group, if we look at, for us, it's going to be an investment opportunity, to be very honest. So how do we invest and how do we see, the growth of the business, the valuation of the business going forward?
Okay. So to first question, we have invested already 1.5 crore rupees till now, and I have ready budgets for October month, marketing 50 lakh rupees. So that is my deadline I have kept for myself, that we want to. So we, as I told you, we are into LED TV business, and also we are already reaching 100 crore revenue this financial year for LED TV. But for TV gaming, for now, I kept the budget to 2 crore rupees, in which I have invested 1.5 crore already in developing all this, including the marketing part. And we will limit ourselves to 2 crores for now. And I'm sure the revenue is going to start from today itself. So we will be cash positive in October. And this is my commitment towards this business. And in future, if the opportunity is there, we can invest more. That is number one. Number two, second question, the crowded market. So see, I just completely different answer, but I see the business in this way. So I used to be in feature phone business, where we used to fight against Micromax, Carbon, Lava, where we used to do 1 lakh mobile phones in a month, and where Micromax is doing 20 lakh phones in a month. But what we have understood in India, there is space for everyone if we have the correct plan. And definitely, again, as I said in the first thing, Dream 11 is not giving any experience. It's really the people. So what I feel is in India, two things happen. Either people see cricket or they play on cricket. So that's the idea. So if we do the marketing, different approach which is going on in the market to acquire the customer. So many people are helping us for getting 2-3% commission. So market is very big, definitely, and 90 million users available. So definitely we are going to have a good chunk of it by good marketing with the good influencers, people who have the trustworthy value in the market. That's why you can see that we have the face is not very glam type of face, but a very stable type of face, like Kajal Agarwal, Mahesh Babu. They have a very decent following. They have the loyal following. They don't have that glam type of following that we are a follower. They have a loyal following. So these people will definitely help us to gain the customer. Idea is this is a supermarket where customer will come one time and they will come and experience what we have. Our idea is that how we make sure what we talk, we deliver the same. We give them a good experience. We give them a proper justified winning ratio, what we promise. As a winning company, they are coming on our platform to win something. So we have to make sure that they are winning something and going. Then only they will come regular on our platform. And definitely, for example, we have 350 million users today in India, and it is going to go 450 million users next year. The 100 million users are going to come. So if I don't talk about existing 350 million, if I talk about the new 100 million which is coming in, and we focus on them only, then we have the good opportunity to explore. Second thing, what I found is the player like Dream11 is also only playing for 3 million, 4 million players every day while IPL. And MPL is having less than 1 million active users every day. So user base is so huge, like 350 to 400 million users, but active players are less than 1 million only. So that is not a very big challenge to good customer is a regular marketing, regular approach to the market, building a brand value and creating a trustworthy value between the customers, that they are having a very user friendly experience on our platform. Apart from that, when we introduce such games, like I show you the cricket, Desi Sports League, these type of games, customer is going to have a different experience altogether. And we will not limit ourselves to the existing users. We want to go out with the housewives, kids, by promoting such games, increase your knowledge and have fun. Do some time pass and have fun. So housewife is a very big market available today. It is not focused today. Nobody is focusing on housewife. Those are available free time from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. every day. In 3 hours, they are just fidgeting with the phone, watching YouTube, watching Instagram, this story. And our games are as less as 10 rupees. So if they are spending 10 rupees and they are coming on our platform to have some different experience where they can win money also, it can be a different story. So building up a story is my first target, apart from identifying the Rummy players and the Teen Pati players from the market. And your third question about the value. So what I have learned till today, so we have Anand with us in this presentation. He is not talking for now. So Anand is helping me to build up the deck to how to reach to minimum 100 crore rupees value in next couple of months. So the basic dynamic of this market is very, very simple. I'll keep in just 2 words. How many users we have how many users have downloaded the game, and how many customers are coming regularly on my platform from that users. If I balance these 2 things, so my idea is to reach to 5 million downloads in next 3 months. If I am having 5 million downloads from where I can have an active 5 lakh users, 500,000 or 1 million users, we can easily reach to that value. Because after that, I can approach 50 million downloads also. So we need to prove ourselves in 2 phases, 1 million downloads, 5 million downloads. 100,000 regular users, 500,000 regular users. If we reach to these 2 positions, I don't think there is any limitations. So for me, when I'm doing any marketing presentation to my customers or any market, we say directly that we are going to sit on the head of MPL. That is our preparation.
Nice one, Jiten. Nice one. So Amit, do we take more questions? How do you see the timing?
Yeah, we should take few more questions because how much investment they want, expecting one thing, how they will allot shares is another thing, because how we can invest in your company, the basic question.
Yeah. So one thing I want to share with you, one good asset we have. So this is a very Oki Venture is the company who introduced this whole concept. And I recently made a new company called Oki Gaming Private Limited. It is just incorporated last week. So all investment has been done from my personal company so far. And Kajal is very good friend to me. She is promoting, endorsing our TV products, LED TV products. So when I told her this Desi Sports League wala idea, she felt so excited. So she said that I want to come into the company as a board member also and an equity stakeholder also. So I offered her 15% equity already to Kajal Agarwal, and for which she is promising all her contacts, all marketing, possible marketing. So generally Kajal Agarwal, we say the budget is 1 crore rupees for 1 year, but that is for some few promotions. When we talking about she's coming into the company as a real partner, she's going to go all way out to make sure that we get a best valuation for this company. So 85% I am the owner, 15% Kajal will be. Shares as of today belongs to me 100%. Kajal and we are under process. So now this is the current state of the company, 85 and 15. We both are ready to dilute the equity. For example, frankly, I have not identified any value so far in my mind that what it should be. We are looking that if we have 5 crore rupees for now, in which 2 crore rupees I'm going to spend in the marketing for next 3 months, and 3 crore we want to use for next set of development for new games, which is in the concept, which I'm keeping confidential for now. But if we reach to any non-disclosure type of things, where I can disclose my another concept also, which is going to be so all that funds will go to the development of that particular game, which is going to take 6 months at least to start the phase 1 beta format. And that game is going to change the dynamics of Indian gaming industry, I'm sure.
That's great.
That's about Indian mythology and the war with India. So idea is something like this. My son is 9-year-old today. And I remember when we used to be 9 years, 10 years, our parents make us used to sit in front of the TV and watch the mythological programs by forcing us. But today the kids are not ready to listen. Any mythology of Indian, no story connected. So we are planning that bring some story to the game where kids come on the platform with the interest, play the game also, find the action also, and understand the story of Indian culture also.
That's great.
जितिन भाई, आपका जो एप्लीकेशन स्टोर और जो एप्लीकेशन बताया इट्स वंडरफुल, लेकिन हम लोगों ने ये पूरा सेशन रिकॉर्ड किया है क्योंकि हमारे कुछ ग्रुप के फ्रेंड्स आ नहीं पाए हैं, और ये हम लोग रिकॉर्डिंग उन लोगों के साथ शेयर करेंगे, and then we'll discuss in our group according to your proposal.
No
Okay. Second thing.
Okay.
Manish, you just take this Manish. मैं दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये पूछना चाह रहा था, आपका रेवेन्यू मॉडल क्या होगा? देखिए, अब ये जो लोग जितने भी लोग इन्वेस्ट करेंगे आपके इक्विटी में, शेयर्स में, जब हम बात करेंगे तो एक अगला क्वेश्चन आता है, रिटर्न्स क्या आएगा जो हम लोग आज लगा रहे हैं, क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो आप विद इन 6 months, विद इन अ ईयर? ये एक बेसिक क्वेश्चन है। और जनरली फॉर एग्जांपल आपने उसका क्या शेयर्स का वैल्यू रखा है इन्वेस्टमेंट का, जिससे कि हम लोग एक टेंटेटिव आपने कुछ सोचा होगा वो भी
for example, we can when I say 5 crore rupees, so initially I'm pitching a value of 75 crores to the company, which is a very conservative numbers I have kept. I was thinking 100-150 crores, but still I'm going live today. Maybe after 1 month when we have 1 million downloads, the story will be different. So that is the idea. Plus apparently I'm planning for 5 crore rupees revenue in the company from November onwards, where we are operating on 20% gross. So 5 crore rupees revenue I'm targeting from November onwards. October we are just feeling that maybe we will be able to do 2-3 crores something. But November onwards we will definitely do 5 crore rupees revenue minimum. Very conservative numbers I'm giving you. If I talk about the investment pitch and all the things, so I should say 10 crore rupees will come and 15% will come. Not like that. So we are business people already. We understand what does reality mean, and reality what I can see, because the kind of infrastructure I have in my offline market, I am going to be available in Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, 5 states, 2,000 retailer each, 10,000 retailers. If this 10,000 retailers are going to give me one customer every day, I'm acquiring one customer every day. 10,000 customers, that means 3 lakh customers are going to come from that platform only. That is only going to give me 3 to 4 crore rupees revenue. So here I'm talking very conservative numbers, that 75 crore is the value what I'm heading. 5 crore rupees revenue from November month onwards. Gross is 20%.
Yeah, Manish, you want to say something?
Yeah, yes, I want. This is Manish from Delhi.
Yeah, man.
I have some questions. Like, what is the actual market size in India for this gaming industry?
Current market size is 350 million users, and it is $3 billion now.
$3 billion.
Yeah.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, $3 billion.
And what do you expect you will have a market size in next 1 year or 2 years?
We should be in top 3 in 1 year, 2 years. So we should have I think we should have some downloads. For example, when I say download, we should have 150 million downloads, and we should have active 3 million to 4 million active users every day. That's a target in 1 year.
And if I heard correctly, you said that you want to have, I think, 5 million download, then maybe active user. There must be some 5 lakh active user.
So
So
my
I think
target
for
is
such a,
sorry. So the general trend, what I am observing is, if I have 1 lakh downloads, I am having only 5,000 users, which is 5%. My
so
idea is,
5%. No, it's
yeah,
okay. So
I
you're
want to
targeting
take it to
5%
10%
active user out of
total downloads.
total downloads.
Yeah. So my idea will be
So
to take it to 10% somehow, to increase the productivity part of the product.
and this all work, I think, would need a huge marketing investment. I think
Yes,
without marketing, so this
correct.
is a total what I am feeling is a total marketing investment and the development expenses. So who is going to develop this gaming app? Is there any team with you, or
Yes,
you
we
will
have an
take it
in-house team.
also?
So we have 3 teams now. We have one in-house team.
Okay.
We have already 14 members with us, and we are planning to acquire more 6-7 people this month. So we are 14. Apart from this, we have one service-based company also in the market. Those who are giving us services in developing some product. And our UI UX is outsourced from the Bangalore company called Lollipop.
Okay.
So 3 teams working together to develop a single product.
So except UI and UX, you have everything in house. For gaming
In-house.
coding, you have in house. So UX
Yeah.
and UI, you go outside.
Yeah, we are going to Lollipop. So we have gave them a retainership for next 5 months. So first month is this month, total 6 months.
So what is the ratio of this UX and UI expenses and all development expense in this gaming?
So if I talk about today, it cost me, for example, 60 lakh rupees to develop this product. So I spent 15 lakhs in UI UX. So
25%.
yeah.
Okay. I think thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I think Jitin, thank you so much. Amit, as you said, I think we'll do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll discuss in our group regarding all these things. And if we have few queries, we'll ask through you.
Yeah.
And,
I can meet in person here in Mumbai.
Yeah, sure. I'm available at Andheri East.
thank you, Jitin. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anuj.
Nice one, nice. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Vinay. Over to you, Vinay.
So I think we should begin with the second one. I think Sagar is already here with us.
Okay.
Welcome, Sagar.
Hi, thank you. Just hold. There's some technical glitch.
Great.
Hi. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes. Thank you so much, Sagar. Thank you so much for accepting my request and spending time on Sunday.
Yeah.
I know the COVID has made everything online and encroaching time, family time as well. But let me tell you that this is such a field. I would talk about the pre-IPO or unlisted shares.
Right.
It was always even mystery to me also to some extent. When we say something is listed on the stock exchange, so we know the price, we know the valuation, we know the demand supply, what is happening.
Right.
But when it comes to something which is pre-listed, talk a lot about Reliance Retail. There was a buzz going on around the market. The Reliance Retail are short in supply. People are buying and selling.
Right.
People used to wonder whether it will see the light of the day or not. When it's going to list, how it's going to list.
Right.
Same thing about NSE, MC now. So there are so many shares in the market. Kurlon,
Right.
or what is Elevator? We hear the name, but we found that it is not listed, but it's unlisted. This place where this share is available.
Right.
So it's a whole lot of mystery, I would say, around this unlisted or pre-listed kind of share. So how do you see this? So this is a batch. Amit would introduce who we are and how we come to this level. But let me introduce Sagar. Sagar is from InReach Advisors in Mumbai. And this company led by Mr. Altaf. He couldn't join today because of the preoccupation. And this company exclusively deals into unlisted or pre-listed shares. And I think that's a unique thing. I'm fascinated towards this. And Sagar is also known as, what I read about you, Sagar is a astute deal maker. So that's where you're getting the deals out in the market.
Right.
So over to you, Amit. Just for a quick introduction, and then we'll take it forward.
Yeah. Thank you, Vinay. Thank you. Good morning,
Good
Sagar.
morning.
Thank you for spending time for our
Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. And many of our members are not able today due to certain occupation. We are already recording this session. So we'll share this in our group. So thank you once again, Sagar. I think without taking much time, I think you can start your session.
When I was me and when I spoke, he told me that he wanted me to present something on unlisted share. I'm sure the majority of the people in this group are more or less kind of an investors. You guys have already the presentation earlier made by Jitin was amazing, and I love the sector which that. Oki Gaming, if I'm not right, Oki Gaming is doing. We are closely associated with one of their segment leader called Nazara Technologies. Vinay, you must be seeing that shares into our list for a pretty long, and Jitin might be knowing uh, the promoters very well, Mr. Nitish Mitra Singh. So yes, this is a very exciting sector that they have entered into, and I saw their presentation. It's an amazing thing that they're going to do. And from what I have researched about gaming and the sector, I have loved the gaming sector, and it's going to be the next big thing. So just to promote, not knowing Jitin, I'm just a big fan of this sector, and you guys are going to do amazingly well. I'm telling you right in front of everybody. So yeah, so that is what we do at Enrich. We identify these companies very early. So the likes of Oki Gaming always catches our eyes. And that is where our expertise lies in. Our MD Altaf Siddiqui, he is an IM grad. He's an ex-fund manager, and he and me did our post-graduations together, and we stumbled upon this opportunity. We started this investment banking firm. We started with investment banking firm 7 years back, and from there we saw a gap where a lot of funds, a lot of fund houses, a lot of private equity people were wanting to exit and enter into particular companies which are growth at growth level. Okay, companies like Oki Gaming are at startup level. We look at little bit companies which are more towards the growth level, 200 crore plus turnover kind of a company. So we wanted to, and we saw there's a huge gap where people want to have these invest into these kind of companies because they are a little bit sturdy vis-a-vis the startups or vis-a-vis the new companies which come in. But they were not available, easily available in the market. Either the VCs or the early investors would have invested, and the exit is not an option. Then an IPO is way too far away. So how do we make these things available? That is where we come into picture. We at Enrich try to first of all identify these companies. It's like finding a needle from a haystack, and it's a continuous process. It's a continuous research process. We keep on doing the due diligence, the corporate governance and evaluations, and keep on doing that continuously just to find that one company in once in 3 months kind of a thing. So once we identify these kind of companies, we take positions. We start getting those equities either from the existing investors. We approach the promoters. We talk to management. We go and do ESOPs. Those are the ways in which we try and source and take positions, accumulate those shares, and make it available. So it's a very tricky zone, and the whole idea is to identify these kind of companies and to make it available in the secondary market. So secondary market, we are one of the top players in the market, in the country at this moment. We are tied up with almost all the wealth institutions, the family offices. The top 10 names come to your mind. We are already tied up with them, and we make these shares, likes of Olas and Paytms, available to them. We act as bulk breakers, we act as bulk aggregators, we accumulate these shares. For funds, we act as bulk aggregators. The funds are looking at particular companies. We try and accumulate those shares from our sources, and then we do ticket sizes is not a problem. We do as low as 5 crore a ticket size to few hundred crores a ticket size. That's absolutely not a problem. If any HNI or family offices say they are looking at a small ticket size of 5 crores, we act as bulk breakers. We acquire a lot of shares from the funds who want to exit from any of their investments. If because funds have a time limit, right? They cannot keep on being invested into a particular company for a long. They have a time limit of 3 years, 4 years, and once their time limit exceeds, they want to exit out of market, and that is where the IPO is way too far away. In the likes of Kurlon, the Kurlon IPO is not very much in the near future, and there are people who want to exit, likes of Motilal or likes of the early investors who had invested. We act as we purchase those stocks at right valuations, make it available in the secondary market. Maybe some family offices, maybe wealth institutions who want to part it with their clients, with their HNIs, and we give it to them at a very decent price, at the almost you can say at the discount of what the last round of funding happens. So this is the whole gameplay, what we expertise in. I wanted this to be an interactive session because I see a lot of people are already there in the market. They know they've been investors in early stage, various stages of the companies. Like the presentation made earlier to me, Mr. Jitin. That's a very early stage kind of an investment that you guys are looking at. And ours is from early stage to a growth stage kind of companies. You see the likes of Paytm, which are already at 500 crore turnover, or a Nazara, a bigger, you can say an elder brother of Oki Gaming. We've been talking, the Nazara IPO is about to come anytime this month end, or maybe this before Diwali, definitely they'll announce an IPO. And we have taken already a position. We've been very bullish about the gaming sector, and we have already taken the positions 2 years back. Since 2 years, we've been holding that stock, and we knew it is going to do good. COVID has helped doing good for the company, and yes, the mentality of the people in India for spending for gaming is changing. So as I said, I am very bullish about what Oki Gaming is going to do, because the revenues I see flowing. The revenues were not there in India. The mentality of the people, जो free में मिलता है वो खेलेंगे, expend नहीं करेंगे, is now about to change. Every day I get to see news in the market. Some kid in some tier 3 city has spent his father's savings on PUBG. So yes, the revenues are about to come, and we identify these kind of companies. So I'll keep it open. We can talk about anything and anything in the pre-IPO sector. Would be happy to discuss rather than just giving a presentation of kind of a thing on Enrich. So Vinay, do you want to take it, do it as an interactive session?
Yes. No, so one question that I have with me. So the names that we had discussed. Now, let's say, for example, NSC or Otis Elevators or those kind of stocks which are, we expect them to hit the market soon.
Yeah.
Now, so we understand as far as process is concerned when it is a listed one. So we know from our app or from a website or maybe from a call how do we buy or sell these shares.
Right.
And there is no prerequisite.
Right.
There is no prerequisite and there is no minimum also. I can buy one share as well.
Right.
So we are just drawing the analogy from that only. Suppose I want to buy NSC share or maybe Kurlon Foams or maybe something of that company. So number one, is there a quantity that I can look at? For example, as a retail investor, if I just want to buy 10 shares, 20 shares, 100 shares type, is it available? And is there any prerequisite to this? Because it's not listed. So would they like to see me? Who am I?
Not in most of the cases. Few cases, in fact, what I remember is it's only NSE who is doing a fit and proper kind of check, background check about who the company, the shares are going into. Once it is in the secondary market, it is not a prerequisite of who you are. You can buy as low as 20 shares if it is available, if anybody is selling, of course. So there is no liquidity clause to it or a prerequisite like you can buy only these much shares or that much shares. It is freely traded in the market, unless in the case of NSE, where NSE looks at your profile. It does get a proper check, background check, and only then the shares are transferred to you. Where if you have taken few names such as Kurlon or maybe Nazara or maybe Reliance Retail, there are people who are buying as low as 100 shares to their kitty, and these are freely traded, freely available in the market. There are a lot of traders. In fact, there are a lot of wealth institutions who are offering. Because see, I am a bulk guy. I get these stocks in bulk and give it to the wealth institutions. I cannot name but any top 10 wealth institutions name that come to your mind, the JMs of the world, the Karvis of the world, or the RSEX, or any securities company for that matter. These companies buy these shares from me in bulk and distribute it to the clients in form of 100 shares. You get a call from these companies. Reliance Retail shares are available. Would you want to invest lakh of rupees, and so on and on. So these are marketed that way to as low as 100 shares. But when it comes to us, we do a lot of bulk deals. That is where the whole value comes in. People like me can derive value out of these companies on the fair value basis, and make it available to the institutions or anybody who is interested in buying. But yes, if it comes to Enrich, I have a ticket size limit, because we don't have a bandwidth to do retail. So we are only into B2B institutional institutions only. So I'll do as low as ticket size as few maybe as 50 lakhs, as low as that for a relationship base, and then we can take it ahead from there. How do we get that? See, these are not freely traded in the on any listing exchange. So this is called, hence it is called a very gray area. So I expect anybody who invests or trades into unlisted already knows his subject. It is a way above derivatives. You need to be a master of your game if you're entering into. It is not for any person who has seen a stock market and now he's hearing the names of Reliance Retail or maybe Nazara Technologies or maybe Kurlon, and he says that chalo maybe le leta hu, buy the share. It is not those kind of a game where it's not like a listed game where you know about the company. There are a lot of things which are not known to the common people. People like you and me would know that where do you find it. You can look at things at NCA side, you can look at the corporate governance. Generally, people don't know who deal into retail shares that what is corporate governance and how do we value the company on fundamental basis as well as on the performance matrix. So I expect people to understand what they are getting into, what they understand about this, and if they know what they are getting into, it is a good market for anybody who knows his subject. In COVID times, when the markets were crashing, we have seen our client portfolio who invested with us during around April, growing at around 35-40% till now in next 4 days. It has done extremely well, contradictory to the listed market. So it is not anywhere related to a listed market. The performance of the company and the fundamentals of the company are the only parameters to see the growth, rather than any emotional or sentimental values where the way market behaves, emotional or on sentiments. Any bad news or one good news, one war news, and the markets start going south or north. Unlike this is not what it is. If you have a strong management, if you have a strong team, and you see the revenues are not going to are not going to decline, I think the company is good to invest, irrespective of how the market behaves. Uh, so these things, if anybody understands, I guess he is ready for a pre-IPO market, unless one should not invest into these kind of sectors. That is my view, because I've seen people burning their hands just because they saw the flavors of the season. BSE, once when there was a wave going on before IPO, people want pre-IPO stocks so that they fear that they might not get allotments and all. But I want to make one thing clear, that one needs to look at not less than 4 years when you're entering into a pre-IPO market, any company. not less than 4 years, it should be your game. Irrespective of the IPO coming, IPO should not be one of the major concerns of your exit. It should not be the only parameter कि मेरे को exit IPO में मिलेगा. I think one should hold the company, believe in the company and hold the company till it sees कि जो मैंने सोचा था ये company deliver कर रहा है. Now I have made a decent profit and now I can exit. Rather than IPO आया है, IPO से पहले बेचेंगे, IPO के बाद listing क्या हो गया तो listing के बाद बेचेंगे. All these things should not be considered in pre-IPO. When you are a pre-IPO person, because I have seen a lot of stock traders doing this strategy, just investing before IPO so that they can get a good allotment. But as there is a lock-in period also, if you guys know. There's a lock-in period after a company goes into an IPO. There's a lock-in period of 1 year, and your shares get stuck for 1 year. So I'm just discussing generally the strategy, what should be of a person who wants to get into a pre-IPO deal.
Vinod, you had a question?
Yes. Hey, no, I am on other. I'm using the headphone.
Right.
Yes, Sagar, Vinod Mittal here.
Yes.
Basically, I really wanted to understand how we can see the pre-IPO or unlisted shares. Where? Because see, we have seen only the listed shares. So where
Right.
these shares are listed and how these shares are performing. Because we listen from the proposer or somebody who is selling this, that
Right.
okay, this share is doing good or this, but I have never seen any example so far that unlisted shares have given any revenues or not to the investors.
Right. So unfortunately, there is no exchange or there is no platform where you could see this. There is no regulation basically guiding these markets. So initially, it was a very unorganized market. There are players like us who have come, and I take the responsibility of doing this in a very organized way, getting big players, the funds, the family offices in it. And unfortunately, to answer your question, there is no platform where you could see this. You have to keep a tab yourself. You have to see how the companies are doing. There are players like me who the prices are directly proportional to demand and supply. That is one. But the major thing is at what round the last funding came in. All those things are taken into consideration to arrive at a fair value of a company. At what prices the last funding has come in, what has every other big player valued this company at, what are the future cash flows, and what should be a right price at the share of a company should be valued at. Arriving to that is the key point. So as I used to discuss with a lot of big players in the market, a lot of stocks are overvalued. According to me, initially I thought Reliance Retail is a very overvalued stock. We were the ones who introduced the likes of Reliance Retail in the market. And we introduced it at 400 rupees. Doing fair value valuation, we thought the right valuation is at 450. We should acquire it at 400 rupees so that the end customer gets it at 450. So that was the whole idea behind coming to a price point. So we evaluated it at 450. We bought a big investor from the Reliance company, wanted an exit. We identified that person. We bought those shares and we introduced it in the market, in the secondary market. So from there, the Reliance Retail has gone crazy. It has rose to 400 to 500. Within 20 days, it was rising 100 rupees. It started trading at 900 rupees, and that is where we stopped dealing into it because we thought that it is getting very overvalued and it is not right for the investors to get into a stock which is so overvalued. So we stopped dealing into Reliance Retail. After the news 3 months back, when the likes of Facebooks and Amazons were in talks with Reliance to invest, and we saw their valuations, then we saw that we are missing a point somewhere. we were valuing the company and we were comparing it to the likes of a DMart or a future retail in India. So basically we were looking at Indian markets and we were looking कि अरे ये तो अभी 100% भी turnover कर लेगा, तो भी it will not, it is already taken into consideration the growth that it is going to do, still it is overvalued. But when I compared it with the likes of Alibabas of the world and the Walmarts of the world, automatically when I was keeping this stake as this big, the Alibabas of the world and the Walmarts of the world were the biggest stakes. And then I saw that there's a huge potential available in the market, and Reliance Retail is not even at the 10% of what these giants are. And since these companies are investing into market, the world is a market for us, and probably there you might see a valuation. And then we changed our views again, and then we thought that Reliance Retail may be a good buy. We spoke to industry experts also, like Mr. Junjunwala and all, and we got a view from them that it is a bigger game than what we're thinking. See, it's not only going to be limited to India, and the market potential is huge. We are, according to them, or a good school of thought, it was still undervalued. And then we again started trading into those stocks only if we find value in it. And then now you see what Reliance is doing. And according to me, 2 years, 3 years down the line, it should be a good company that we should be talking about.
Okay, fine. But the Reliance was already like listed company. It was not unlisted company.
Right.
So we are
Reliance Industries.
so we are talking about the unlisted companies. Yeah.
Right. Reliance Ventures.
Yes. Please
Yeah,
tell me.
yes. So you're talking about Reliance Retail and Reliance Ventures.
Yeah, unlisted means unlisted market.
Yes.
Basically, that if I'll give you the example of the which I got some days before or a month before, sometimes the one proposal.
Mhm.
Somebody gave me the HDB, HDFC Development Board, some HDB or SSSB something.
HDB Financial Services.
Yes, HDB Financial Services. So
Yes.
whatever it is there. So this says, and when I asked that, okay, how I can see, you are saying that, okay, this valuation is the discounted valuation and they are trying to give, but how can I see where I can see what is the value? How can I compare what you are trying to say? Because I try to search everywhere in the internet also, I could not find the valuation what you are trying to say, for what is the correct value or what can be the discounted valuation. So for me, it was absolutely dark zone. That okay, you
Right.
give me the money and then I will invest. But I say, then how can I see? Okay, I trust you. Even I give you the money. But how can I see the performance that okay, what is the valuation after the 1 month or 1 year?
Right.
That is also I cannot see.
Unfortunately, those data are not available in the market. So what we have to do, that is why I said earlier also, we need to understand the game very thoroughly, sir. We need to understand how to value the company and how to see the value. It is not meant, it is not published anywhere. We have to derive a value of a company. So 40 rupees, that is absolutely not acceptable for us in terms of ethics, and we will not want to be associated with anything which is closely, remotely close to this. So we distance ourselves from people like this. But yes, there are people in the market who are quoting the price, because obviously people like you are not known about the exact prices of these kind of companies. There is no way where you can know, unless you are associated with some group or a person like me or a person like Vinay, who if you go to Mr. Vinay, and he can probably tell you this is at this price. I know a particular company 5-10 rupees ऊपर नीचे समझ में आता है, because it's a game of demand and supply. So I understand 5 rupees up and down, you can accumulate those shares, because Reliance Retail trades at around 1300 to 1315. तो इन दैट वो पैरामीटर में वो चीज चलता है, लेकिन 1300 का 1350 और 1380 और 1400 देना is what unfortunately is happening in the market. I see that, and unfortunately I can only condemn that.
Okay. Thanks. It clarifies to me now.
So anything more that I could
Agati,
help?
I have one question. This is a very new thing for me. It sounds very interesting, but very risky as well at the same point of time, given that it is not an organized market. But
Right.
how do you really know that, which companies are issuing these non-listed? Is there a platform that you can go and see that there is these non-listed companies which are issuing shares at a given point of time, and you can then research it and then get into it?
Unfortunately, there is no platform also for the companies who wants to offer these kind of shares. They directly cannot offer. A company cannot directly offer shares in the secondary market. They can only offer shares in the primary market. They that is called a raising fund. If they want funds, they raise funds. They go to any fund house or probably the likes of Mr. Junjunwala or any investor who has the capacity to invest into their companies, and they raise funds. If you have seen on the earlier presentation given by Jitin for Oki Gaming, these are the kind of sessions that happen for any company who wants to raise funds. Here, the company is not looking to raise funds, but there are people who have already invested into that company and are looking to exit, and that is where I come into play. So what I do is I get hold of these shares maybe from these sources, people who have already invested 2 years down the line, and now they have some liquidity issues and now they want to exit. Company may not buy back those shares. So these shares are they want to have an exit, and if they are stuck, I come into play. I offer them that I'm ready to buy these shares at the price at which the last valuation happened. So if last valuation happened at X rupees, I say I can buy at X minus 20% discount, because I'll also want to have a discount of 20% of what the valuation happened. Because if I'm going to sell it ahead, I'll have to give a justification कि 100 रुपए की चीज मैं आगे 120 में क्यों बेच रहा हूँ. So I will say 100 रुपए की चीज है, मुझे 80 रुपए में दे दो या 90 rupees में दे दो. I will then sell it to for 100 rupees for it, because then it is justified to people like you that you are buying a 100 rupees worth thing at 100 rupees. So this is the only way. That is where people like me come into play, because there is no primary market dilutions happening for us.
Okay. Thank you.
So anything more?
Sagar, sorry, Vinod again.
Yeah.
Because I'm using the two different quotes, my video and where I'm using the mobile for talking. So what I meant to say, what is the difference between the NCD and this? Because both the means you are using to pre-funding for any company, like NCD or pre-IPO or delisting shares. So do you have any idea?
Sir, NCD again is a primary thing. The company goes into primary funding, and those people are only approached where the company doesn't want anybody and everybody to enter into their company, their board of directors or their investment zone. So everybody is not invited there. Whereas in secondary market, I guess the company does not have any control on who holds the shares of the company. So a company does not have a choice unless it wants to go public. If it wants to go public, it will go for an IPO. It will not enter into a secondary market. And if it wants to raise funds, it will have maybe a Series A funding or a Series B funding, or through NCDs, or they might have their own ways and means of raising funding. But definitely not secondary, because if they have to go in secondary, they'll come up with an IPO. So, that is
okay.
That is absolutely not a discretion of the company.
So it means that any company who is taking the funding basis the pre-IPO delisting, definitely they have to go for IPO in the future.
Yes, if they want to go take money from the people, they'll have to go with an IPO, right? Or else they raise funds through in the primary market, they choose their investors well, and then they can, so that they can have a close knitted company.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thanks.
Sagar,
What do you
Vikin,
Vikin?
hi, Vikin again.
Right.
What's like, is there any kind of exit load or anything that applies? Because this is again an unregulated thing. So
Yes.
how do you actually apply those things onto these shares if you're selling them?
No exit loads, since it's a secondary market. You buy at 100 rupees, you sell at whatever price you're comfortable with, unless it has a fair value in the market. There are no hidden costs, no exit loads. The only barrier that I see is once there is an IPO declared, from the day of IPO, the shares are locked in for 1 year.
Okay.
Apart from that, there are no charges, no hidden charges at which you should buy these shares at. If you are dealing with me, if I tell you that if a particular stock is available at 100 rupees, and you want to buy 100 stocks, you pay me 1000 rupees. That's all. You don't have to buy. You don't have to pay 1001 rupees and 1 rupee being charges towards exiting. Or probably if you want to do an exit also, if you say that I want to exit at 110 rupees, and that is exactly what you should get. 110 rupees for your stock, and not any. You should not be put any exit load or entry load for that matter.
And there's then no taxation at, like, there's this long-term capital gains, and that also does not come into this.
There are the taxations are there. That's a very gray area. So it's there. It's a proper taxation that happens for what your normal listed companies. A short-term capital gains tax and a long-term capital gain tax comes into play.
Okay. Okay. But you did mention that you do not, likes of you do not deal into small tickets, or you do into the bulk purchase and all that. So if somebody wants to buy a small number of shares, like you said, then how do we find that there are people out there who you can get in touch with?
There I can connect you to few people. If we have a relationship with, and if there are smaller ticket sizes available, I will make sure that you get your share.
Okay. Thanks, Sagar.
So for that, probably through Vinay, you can get in touch with us. Vinay knows our coordinates. Also, I'll be sharing my contact details in the chat, and love to take anything personally from you,
Okay.
this forum.
Thank you, Sagar.
I think we have exceeded our time limit, but anything, I would love to take any kind of questions of the record also. I would love to answer anybody and anything on pre-IPO thing, and clarify any of your doubts, if at all you have.
Thank you, Sagar. We'll get in touch with you through Vinay. And Vinay.
Yeah, so we must thank Sagar. I think it was something. I think it's altogether a new asset class from that perspective. And as Sagar was also saying, that it is not correlated with the normal listed equity. So as a part of the diversification, or maybe it's a part of diversifying the holding into areas which is probably not available in the listed space, can be looked into this. So it's a new thing. I think we should discuss internally more. And for anything, I think Sagar has extended his support to us. We must thank Sagar once again. So Sagar, thank you so much for sparing time.
Pleasure is all mine. Pleasure is all mine in between you guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Sagar.
Welcome.
Vinod, Manish, Pramod ji, Manish ji, आप स्टे करिएगा. We have to discuss regarding today's session. गेमिंग सेशन के बारे में हम लोगों को डिस्कस करना था. थैंक यू. मेरे ख्याल से जस्ट वेट.
भाई नहीं आया यार, जरा क्या बोल रहे?
वेट.